Hey, blessed love, blessed day, boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fighting nation. Blessed night, depending on which side of the world you're on. Blessed morning, depending on what side of the world you're on. It's Coach Fighting. This is real life boxing. AJ, Anthony Joshua. Man, he outclassed the Snicker King today, Andrew Ruiz. He outclassed Andrew Ruiz. I'm watching the fight again right now, seventh round. Big day of boxing today. Huge day of boxing today. We're gonna wait a couple minutes, see if anybody comes into the stream. Hey, late night, but we still on the boxing talk, man. We still on this boxing talk, late night. Oh yeah. Let's see if anybody's waking up on that side of the pond. If anybody's just waking up. I know it should be about early morning time over there. So see if anyone joins the stream. This fight wasn't a bad fight though. A lot of people complaining about this fight. A lot of people don't like the way AJ fought. Said AJ was fighting too scary. AJ was running. People complaining it wasn't an action fight. It wasn't an action-packed fight. We just looking at the fight again. Wait to see if anybody comes in the stream. Like I said, I enjoyed the fight. This is my second time looking at it, but excuse me. I was more setting up my live stream than really looking at it. I don't feel like rewinding it, so it's in the seventh round. I'm watching the fight again. Y'all know I stay watching these fights over. But yeah, as I said, AJ outclassed him. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what anybody wants to say, he just outclassed him, winning every round or damn near every round. Outclassed him. And you know, for Andy Ruiz to come into the fight 15 pounds, um, 15 pounds heavy, he kind of outclassed himself with that. You know what I mean? I said this dude's coming in 15 pounds heavier. There's no way that he's gonna perform better than he performed in the first fight, as good or better than he performed in the first fight, right? And he didn't need to perform better than he performed in the first fight, right? He just needed to perform as good, right? Depending on which AJ came into the fight, but we got a very good, disciplined AJ tonight. You know what I mean? Regardless of what anybody wants to say. Um, you know, people are saying Ruiz wasn't punching, Ruiz wasn't doing anything. He's trying, but what you expect him to do with 15 pounds of extra weight on him? You know what I'm saying? Ruiz is trying. He was throwing that jab to the body. He was trying religiously to land that right hand to AJ's body all fight. But with 15 extra pounds added on you, what you think is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? It's just going to make it all the more difficult, you know what I'm saying, for you to try to close the distance on AJ, especially if AJ is moving. I mean, especially if AJ decides to move. He just threw that right hand to the body, and he landed it. He landed it sometimes too. It just really didn't have no effect on AJ. AJ kept that lead hand in Ruiz's face. He made him have to keep thinking about that shit, and he didn't give it to him hard all the time because he didn't want um, Ruiz to counter it, because Ruiz is gonna counter anything that AJ tries to throw. So AJ gotta be palm with that jab, palm with it like fainting, and then stick it, palm, and then stick it. He can't just go outright stick it because then Ruiz is gonna counter it. Ruiz trying to counter anything that AJ throws. There he goes with the right hand to the body again, Ruiz. AJ did a real good job of hooking off of his jab too, throwing his left hook off of his jab. He did a real good job of that. Ruiz just caught him with a two-piece, another two-piece. And AJ's punch resistance was much better this fight too, because Ruiz hit him with a couple of punches. AJ's punch resistance was much better in this fight, because Ruiz hit him with a couple two pieces. You know what I'm saying? And AJ ate him. Like I said, I'm watching the fight over again right now. AJ and Anthony Joshua, y'all smash the like button as y'all come in. And I'm saying, yeah, AJ outclassed him. There you go. And Andrew Ruiz let his hands go right there on the inside. But like I said, AJ's punch resistance, his punch resistance was much better in this fight. He took the punches much better because he got hit with a couple solid shots. He even got hit with a couple on the top of his head. It looked like Andrew Ruiz was aiming for there to see if he could hurt him again. But AJ ate him good though. AJ took him well. AJ took him well. See, Ruiz just landed a nice left hand and a right hand after that. And then stayed right there and walked into AJ's jab. But like I said, I know a lot of people are not pleased with AJ's performance, but hey, it's boxing. Sometimes you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do to win. And I'm pleased with his performance. I was glad to see that he could actually box for 12 rounds and stay disciplined, and that he actually had the stamina to do it. And he really made easy work of the situation. Which I was saying it was easy work, but you know, no disrespect to Andrew Ruiz. I just keep saying if Anthony Joshua fought a disciplined fight, you know what I mean, and stuck to the game plan, then Andrew Ruiz is easy work. I mean, especially if Andrew Ruiz is gonna be, you know, lazy in training camp, not putting in the work that he should be putting in. And I heard more than one trainer. I listened to an interview with Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez said he used to work with him. And any trainer that know Andrew Ruiz, they know he only likes to work out on certain days. So Abel Sanchez said that he thought that the outcome of this fight was going to be dependent on if Ruiz's trainers can have him in the gym consistently. So you see. And then after the fight, Andy Ruiz said he trained himself. But a couple months ago, I don't know if you guys remember, his trainers were complaining about him. You know, that he was being lazy and he wasn't working out. But I mean, just look at him. He's in worse shape than he was in the first fight. And I mean, you can see that. He didn't put on no 15 pounds of no dead muscle. That's all in his. That's all in his midsection. So he was wondering why he's not letting his hands go. Why he's not doing this? Because he weighs 15 pounds heavier. He's already a fat guy. You know what I mean? In which people would consider not out of shape, but he's fat. You know what I'm saying? So you adding 15 pounds of fat on top of that, you think that you're gonna be faster, or as fast as you was. It don't work like that. AJ just stuck him. AJ's dancing now. And honestly, I feel like AJ could have possibly stopped him. AJ could have put more hands on him. You know what I mean? If he was willing to take some more chances. And without even taking chances, I felt like he had the right angle on him. He had the right range on him to tee off on him a few times. You know what I mean? That same angle that Wilder caught Ortiz with last week, stepping around. As soon as you make that turn, Wilder planted his feet first before Ortiz was able to plant his feet, and he caught him right on the turn. I felt like AJ had that angle numerous amount of times in this fight. You know what I'm saying? And didn't take advantage of it. But he could have really, you know what I'm saying, just stopped, planted his feet, and just boom, boom. A few times when he moved away from Andy Ruiz, as soon as you get that angle, just stop and plant your feet, bow, 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 real quick. He got Andy Ruiz head snapping back with that jab, though. He just missed with a counter right hand, too, but he's on his back foot. That's why he missed it. If he was heavy on the front foot, he would have landed that shit. It's round 10 right now. Like I said, AJ, I'm watching the fight over again. AJ outclassed Andy Ruiz. Um, don't matter what y'all want to say. Don't matter which spectrum y'all want to look at it from. The Andy Ruiz spectrum or AJ spectrum. AJ outclassed him. I'm saying for the simple fact that Andy Ruiz is going to come in 15 pounds heavier and not take it seriously. He thought AJ was going to be light work because he stopped AJ in the first fight. He thought he was going to be able to just come in and walk his fat ass up to AJ and get a KO. You know what I mean? AJ's like, nah, bruh. Joshua's boxing, bouncing, moving side to side, lateral movement, bouncing side to side, lateral movement. Hey, y'all smash the like button as y'all coming. I'm watching this fight over again, as I always do. AJ versus Ruiz. AJ giving him a boxing lesson. He's bouncing around on him. Ruiz can't catch him for shit. Ruiz is trying though. You know what I'm saying? Like, people's like, why is he not letting his hands go? Why is he not? Because he can't. He can't get. He don't got the distance. He can't get close enough to him. You don't want him letting his hands go out of distance because then AJ would just counter him and tee off on him. He was trying to land that right hand to the body religiously. See if it would stop AJ or slow AJ down. And he was trying to come across with his hook over the top. But wasn't working. AJ's keeping him right in the distance with the jab. Sometimes he's sticking it in his face. And sometimes he's just pawing with it, keeping his distance. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he's sticking it hard. Sometimes he's just pawing with it. And Ruiz can't really close the distance. And AJ's keeping him at bay with the jab. Pawn, pawn, bow. Then he'll stick it in there every once in a while. And every once in a while, he puts the right hand behind it. Right now, he's dancing. He's dancing on Ortiz, on Ruiz. Y'all smash the like button as they come into the screen. Y'all come into the stream. I'm watching the fight over again. I say Anthony Joshua outclassed the Snicker King Andrew Ruiz. And Andy Ruiz, he did himself a great disservice by coming in the fight at 15 pounds heavy. I'm gonna keep saying it. A great disservice by coming in the fight 15 pounds, um, 15 pounds heavy. You know what I mean? Literally. After the weigh-in, he released a statement. He said, "No, my clothes and my sombrero, and I just ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner before we weighed in. That made me put on all the weight." And then right after the fight was done in the post-fight presser, he said, "Oh, I didn't work hard enough. I gained too much weight." Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. But like I said in the video that I did before this went on the fight, I had did a video a few months ago and I said, was the roles reversed in this fight now? Because Ruiz was the champion and AJ was the challenger. The roles reversed. All the pressure had gotten on Andy Ruiz now, and AJ was the challenger, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Coming in to get belts. All the pressure was on Andy Ruiz. The pressure of being the first Mexican heavyweight champion. He didn't get one. He got 3, 4 at one time. You know what I'm saying? Unified champion first time. His whole life changed. New mansions, new cars. He's moving his family from, you know what I'm saying, from house to house. Was he able to you know what I'm saying? Everybody was saying was if 6 months was gonna be enough for AJ to be able to fix his mistakes. I'm saying was 6 months long enough for Andrew Ruiz to get used to becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. And he needed another 6 months. I'm saying he did all that stuff. He was on tours. He was, you know what I mean, doing all his media obligations, being the new heavyweight champion of the world, first Mexican, buying a new mansion, buying his mom's cars, buying his mom's houses, moving his family from one house to another house. I'm saying completely, just a complete life change. You know what I mean? So that's a lot to deal with in a 6 month period of time. You know what I'm saying? Plus having to train or having to go through a training camp for this fight. But he signed the dotted line to fight this fight. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, could have been a lot of stress on Andrew Ruiz as well, becoming the heavyweight champion and then having to defend it in 6 months with such a big life change, buying houses, moving. You know what I mean? His whole life changed, you know what I'm saying, after that. So, um, people saying 6 months wasn't enough for AJ to fix his problems. Looks like 6 months wasn't enough time for the Snicker King to get used to being um, heavyweight champion. He needed another 6 months to get ready for this fight. Looked like, you know what I mean? He needed another 6 months to get ready for this fight. But maybe if he didn't come in 15 pounds heavier, maybe he could have been, it would have gave him a better chance to close the distance because he was not able to close it. I'm sure the way he wanted to, and AJ kept him at bay. You know what I mean, and just pretty much outclassed him. Damn near won every single round. And like I said, Ruiz landed a couple good shots. You know what I mean, a few rounds ago. The middle seventh, eighth, ninth. He landed some good shots in there, but nothing to really hurt AJ or nothing. You know what I mean? To make AJ, give him any type of respect. AJ just kept doing what he was doing. You know what I mean? And AJ being a combination puncher, like um, you can tell that there was times when he wanted to start throwing combinations, but he seen they were in an exchange and then he stopped. He'll move away and then reset. You know what I mean? But if AJ can grow into this type of into just being able to box and having the stamina and moving for 12 rounds and still sit on his punches and throwing combinations, ooh, it would be nasty. It would be dangerous. We just hit Ruiz with a nice right hand over the top. Yeah, he'll be dangerous. If he can move fluently, you know what I mean, and stop on a dime and throw hard punches in combinations, yeah. I mean, all the working out and all the athletics, all the stuff you see this dude doing in training, he should be able to do that for 12 rounds. Move around, bounce like that. He's always doing those footwork drills and those agility drills and whatnot. But glad to see him be able to maintain that in this fight and stay disciplined and stick to the game plan, man. Real talk. Because you see a lot of fighters nowadays lose fights because they didn't either they didn't fight, either them and their team didn't have the right game plan, or the fighter didn't stick to the game plan. You know what I mean? A lot of times you'll be having the train in the corner yelling at the fighter, do this, do this, do this, and the trainer is giving the fighter the right instructions and the right game plan, and the fighter is not responding. You know what I mean? So it was good in this instance, in this case, to see AJ come out and fight a disciplined fight, stick to the game plan, because you see what could happen when you don't stick to the game plan and when you fight an undisciplined fight. Super Ugly TV salute was a masterful performance by Anthony Joshua for real. It was, definitely. You know what I mean? And so you see what happens when you don't stick to the game plan and when you don't fight a disciplined fight. You know what I mean? You end up getting stopped. Um, end up making Andrew Ruiz, just like Anthony Joshua was upset and was aggravated that Andrew Ruiz was getting all this praise and that he had lost, and everybody's talking about Andrew Ruiz got the fastest hands in the heavyweight division. This stuff was bothering Anthony Joshua, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? It should be bothering you because you're the one who made the mistake and lost to a fighter in the first place that you shouldn't even have lost to. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't even have lost to Andy Ruiz in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But he made the mistake and he lost. So that right there goes to show you what happens when you get unfocused and when you abandon the game plan. You know what I'm saying? But you see how easy it is when you stick to the game plan and when you stay disciplined and stay focused in there. Easy work. It was literally easy work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and no disrespect to Andy Ruiz because styles make fight. So his style is tailor made for that for Anthony Joshua to just box the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? But it's all up for Anthony Joshua to be able to do it, to have the stamina to be able to do it. You know what I mean? Cut down on the muscles, cut down on the bulked up muscles, and what she did. I just noticed there's a lady in the ring that kept trying to hug Anthony Joshua, and he's not even He doesn't even want to acknowledge her. At the same time, when his dad was hugging, I don't know who this lady is, but I'm gonna look into that because AJ was not trying to acknowledge it. Joshua versus Usyk. I think Joshua beats Usyk. I think Joshua beats Usyk. I think that all the top heavyweights beat Usyk. I think that Usyk um he needs some time to grow into the heavyweight division. These dudes, Usyk is too small. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a natural heavyweight. He's too small. These dudes are big heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? Joshua Wilder, Tyson Fury, like these are big men. You know what I'm saying? So Usyk, I think Usyk needs a few fights, maybe like two or three more fights to really grow into the heavyweight division before he ends up fighting those guys. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, I think Usyk, he's a good fighter, but just he's too small. He got to grow into the heavyweight division. Yeah, the size and the power too, because remember Usyk is not really a power puncher, but these guys, all of these guys in the heavyweight division are power punchers. You know what I mean? All of these dudes are power punches. Besides Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury, he probably still punches hard enough to hurt Usyk. You know what I mean? So all of these dudes are power punches in the heavyweight division. Even the up and coming heavyweights are straight power punches. You know what I mean? Dubois and Fa Jogbe and even those dudes are power punches. You know what I mean? So I think AJ is a tough fight for Usyk, man. But they talking about Usyk fighting Chisora too. But I think that's a tough fight for Usyk as well. But I just read an article that said the WBO was making Usyk Joshua's mandatory, and that fight had to be done within 120 days. So if we're in what December, November, January, February, March, so that fight would have to be done by March. And that came out after the WBO said that right after he won the belt, because they he sent it, the WBO sent out a tweet. They said, all right, the clash on the dunes is done. Now it's time for the clash of the mandatories. Who do you think is gonna win February 22nd? Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. I got Wilder over Fury, man. Fury. I think that I first of all, Leo Lim, shout out Leo Lim in the chat. Wow, your work ethic phenomenal. Hey, we got to do it, man. Trying to grow the channel. You know what I'm saying? We got to do it. Um, yeah, I don't like that Tyson Fury has been doing WWE and yeah, that's what the president of the WBO said. He said the clash in the dunes is done. Now it's time for the clash of the mandatories. And he said that right after AJ won. So yeah, I don't like that Tyson Fury is doing is doing is doing WWE in in UFC and everything but boxing. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that, especially when you got Wilder fighting Luis Ortiz, and then you got AJ in the rematch against Ruiz, and Tyson Fury is just out there, doing this thing. I don't like it. I want AJ to beat Tyson Fury. I mean, not AJ, Deontay Wilder. I think that he's gonna beat Tyson Fury though. I don't like how he's doing W. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, focus on your boxing, bro. You're supposed to be the heavyweight champion of the world and the lineal champion. You know what I'm saying? And I know Muhammad Ali and them did that stuff, but not in the not Tyson Fury. You still supposed to be in your prime. Like, not in the, Muhammad Ali didn't do that stuff in the prime of his career. He did that stuff like after when he needed to make money and stuff. Like, come on, Tyson Fury. You just got a huge deal from ESPN. You don't need to be doing that stuff right now. You know what I mean? If anything, if you're gonna do that after the fight with Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Not before the fight with Deontay Wilder when you got training camps and stuff to get ready for. Like, because we in December. That fight is in February, so we only really have the December goes by. You only really have that fight is in the end of February, a month and a half, 2 months. You know what I'm saying for a solid training camp. Meanwhile, this dude's out here doing elbow drops with Braun Strowman or whatever the dude's name is, and just ridiculous, man. Tyson Fury is ridiculous. But I like Wilder over. I like Wilder over Tyson Fury, and I would really love to see Wilder and AJ be able to get it on, and I think they will. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really where the money's at. You know what I'm saying? AJ and Wilder is really where the money's at. So I would love for that fight to be made. Usyk, I think Usyk got work to do in the heavyweight division. Do you think that Deontay Wilder is a skilled fighter? Do you think that he's just an outstanding right hand? No, I think that he has more skill than what people credit him for. Obviously, he's green. You know what I'm saying? The thing with Deontay Wilder is he's green. He started fighting at a really late stage in his life. You know what I'm saying? He was already an adult when he started fighting, and really he's still green. So I think that he's learning on the job. I think that he still has a lot to learn, but I think that he's doing a good job in learning. In his past two fights, we've seen improvements. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he has other skills besides just his right hand. Obviously he's not the most skilled boxer in the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? There are lots of heavyweights that are more skilled boxers than him. But I think that he has more skills than what people actually give him credit for. I'm not one of the people that says that he can't box and he doesn't have any skill. Nah, because I respect it more than that and I understand, you know what I mean, what it is. Like I was a fighter and I trained and I'm a trainer now. So I understand, you know what I'm saying, what it is. He does certain things, he does some little things very well. He's a master at distance. He controls distance very well. He's got pretty good footwork. I don't mind the wide stance as much as people complain about it because I understand that he's tall and he's top heavy. So probably for him to have the balance that he wants, he has to have a little bit of a wider stance. I would like to see him get up on his toes and bounce a little bit more because I think that he can do it and he has a really nice bounce. He does it every once in a while. He has a really nice bounce, Deontay Wilder. But I would actually like to see him not be so flat footed all the time and actually bounce. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, if he started to do that, like how AJ was kind of bouncing around today, if Deontay Wilder started to do that and bounce around and jab in that right hand, ooh, he'd be about, ooh, ooh. I feel you 100%, fam. He made quick work of Ortiz for real. Yeah, he did make quick work of Ortiz. Tyson Fury is definitely more skilled than the Bronze Bomber, but I respect what you're saying. Oh yeah, no, Tyson Fury is more skilled, of course. I'm not saying Tyson Fury is not more skilled. Tyson Fury is more skilled. Luis Ortiz is more skilled. AJ is more skilled. AJ is also green though. I think that AJ and Deontay Wilder are really similar. You know what I'm saying? It's just AJ is more appealing to the eye. You know what I mean? But you see certain things like the fight against Andrew Ruiz, how he run in there and try to rush the KO and got caught just being unfundamentally sound. You know what I mean? So I think that AJ and Deontay Wilder are actually a lot alike. AJ is just much more pleasing to the eye when it comes to boxing. You know what I mean? But they're both pros. They're both still pretty green. You know what I mean? Even AJ. AJ started boxing late, came world champion at a really early stage in his career. You know what I mean? It's not easy to be fighting on the elite level at such a young age in your career. There's fighters that fight for 30 years and they never fight on that level. You know what I mean? even sometimes as fans and us watching it, I think that we even underestimate sometimes the level in which they're fighting on. You know what I mean? There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of professional boxers worldwide that never reached that level. You know what I'm saying? Of eliteness, the highest level of boxing. You know what I mean? So when you're fighting on that level, you know what I mean? People, like take the guy that Charlo fought tonight, for instance, Dennis Hogan. People are gonna say he's a bum because they don't know who he is and whatnot, but he's actually a really good fighter and a really awkward fighter, and those type of fighters are so hard to fight. Nobody wants to fight that type of fighter, whether you can knock him out or not. You know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact that the awkwardness. This dude's awkward. His feet were awkward. The way he was moving was awkward. His punches were awkward. Everything was awkward. You know what I mean? Those fighters the worst. Yo, fam, about to go to sleep. My brother, keep up the good work. About to watch the highlights of the fight. Have a great night and God bless you. Just love you. Hey, thank you, brother. You have a great and blessed night as well. Super Ugly TV, salute. Shout out for being in the chat. I hope you subscribe to the channel. And catch me on the next live. And I have plenty of videos, plenty of content on the channel. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. And everybody else, make sure you guys do subscribe. AJ will run like pussy ranks. I didn't even see that. The clouds of the militaries. Oh man, some people are mad funny. But yeah, man. Either way, I thought it was. I thought it was. I thought it was a. I thought it was a great job by AJ. And yeah, I feel like he pretty much outclassed Andy Ruiz. You know what I mean? People always be like, "Oh, you think he outclassed him?" Like I did the video about I said Josh Taylor outclassed Regis Program. Someone was like, "Damn, you think he outclassed him?" And I'm like, I said he outclassed and he beat him up. And someone said, "Damn, you think he outclassed him?" And I'm like, yeah, he outclassed him and he beat him up. And then I went back and watched the fight, and I'm like, all right, I gave Regis a little bit more credit. I said, all right, he didn't outclass him, but he definitely beat him up. But in this fight, AJ definitely outclassed Andrew Ruiz. He kind of beat him up to an extent. Not that he could have beat him up worse, but he definitely outclassed him. You know what I'm saying? Outclassed him, damn near won every single round. I think I scored it in my live stream. They had asked me to score the fight, so I scored it, and I scored it 10 rounds to 2 for Anthony Joshua. Um, Clean, you know what I mean? Clean, clean. Very good performance. Even though um, I feel like he could have. I feel like um, not I don't not that the movement was a little bit too much, but I understand. You know what I mean? But like I said, I feel like there was times where after he made the initial movement, you know what I'm saying, and he made the space that he wanted to make, and he got that angle. I feel like there was times where he could have really just planted his feet and thrown off his 1-2 the very same way, the very same transition that Wilder and Ortiz had when Wilder knocked him out. How they came off of that little thing and then they turned, and Wilder just right when they were turning, Wilder got him in the perfect angle, and he planted his feet before Ortiz was able to turn and plant his feet, and it was all she wrote. So I feel like AJ had that angle and the distance multiple times in this fight. Excuse me, multiple times in this fight against Andrew Ruiz, but didn't take it. But I felt like it was definitely there for the taking. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like if he did that, he could have hit Andrew Ruiz with a lot more hard shots. You know what I'm saying? A lot more harder shots than he actually hit him with. But still good performance by AJ. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Outclassed Andrew Ruiz. Um, yeah, you guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. I just finished watching the fight over and it's done now. So great day of boxing. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Shout out to all the old subscribers. Shout out to every subscriber. You know what I'm saying, on the channel. Y'all smash on the like button and keep subscribing to the channel. We only getting bigger. Protect yourself at all times. Keep fighting your fight. Peace and one love. Have a blessed night.